much more.
Mr. Kalyan Banerjee, now, please.
I've not concluded.
Okay.
Sir, it's sad.
Mr. Kalyan Banerjee, the time is over already. No. Mr. Banerjee, this way house can't be run. No, please sit down. Please sit down. No. Mr. Kalyan Banerjee. Mr. Kalyan Banerjee, no. Please sit down. I have asked so many times to conclude the speech. No more. Please, Banerjee, Mr. Banerjee.
Sir.
No. Ho gaya. It has been done. Please. Nothing will go on record now. Nothing will go on record now. Only Mr. Kalyan Banerjee. Please.
Sir, on behalf of my party, I am strongly opposing the present bill, the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2023. Now allow me to speak, boy.
Please.
Sir, it is apparent from the speech of the Honorable Home Minister that it is a targeted legislation, and this targeted legislation has been made for whittle down the power of the present government elected by the people at Delhi. Sir, it is a malicious legislation now. It's a very clear from the speech of the Honorable Home Minister. Sir, our constitution does not permit any targeted legislation or any malicious legislation. This is bad. This cannot be done for whittling down the power. Sir, this amendment to the Constitution, 69th Amendment of the Constitution, where it has been brought, the chapter, in the statement of object and reasons, an important sentence I will quote, the committee went into the matter in great detail and considered the issue after holding discussion with the variable individuals, associations, political parties and other experts, and taking into account the arrangements in the national capitals of other countries with a federal setup, and also the debate in the Constituent Assembly, as also the report by the earlier committees and commission, unquote. This is the object, one of the objects. Sir, the 69th Amendment of the Constitution has an important consequence for the special status of a Delhi as a national capital territory. Sir, it emerges from all speeches of the Dr. Ambedkar that Constitutional Assembly that India adopted a federal model in which the union and the states were meant to operate within their assigned legislative dormancy. These states are not subservient to the union. Sir, the majority of the 2018 Constitutional Bench judgment held that while NCDT could not be accorded the status of a state, the concept of federalism would still be applicable to NCTD. Therefore, the concept of federalism, structure of federalism, as applicable to all the states, similarly this is also applicable to the Delhi is concerned. That's a constitutional judgment itself. Sir, let me tell you the most crucial things of the bill which is really violating. Apart from the power, etc., everybody has raised, I am not going to repeat it. Impinging provisions of this bill is this legislation. Where the power is being taken, total control is being taken by the central government. As we know, all ISS officers are appointed by the central government. Now under this bill, Chief Secretary will be appointed by the central government. Man of central government. Then the 45E speaks about the authority which is called National Capital Civil Service Authority. Who will be the member? Chief Minister will be the member. Chief Secretary will be the member. Home Secretary will be the member. And decision would be taken on the basis of the majority's decision. Therefore, who is indirectly really having the control? The central government is having the control. Does it not destroy the concept of the federalism itself, wishes of the people of the Delhi. The Honorable Home Minister has said about 2015. Sir, I agree. All right. If 2015 they have committed wrong, they have committed illegal things, why the second time this same party has been elected by the people of the Delhi? In a democracy. In a democracy. So the pupil is the final person. People's mandate has to be accepted. Whether central government make any allegation or anyone make any allegation against anybody. But if the people says no, he is correct, he should govern, central government should hear the voice of the wish and the people is concerned. That has not been taken care of. Therefore you are taking away absolute power. You need all powers. Central government will decide. Everything will be decided by them. Sir, who is sitting? Chief Minister, Cabinet Secretary and the Secretary. Correct? What is the fundamental to the democracy? Sir, the fundamental to the democracy there are triple chain. The triple chain, first chain is civil service officers are accountable to ministers. Second chain, ministers are accountable to parliament and the legislature. Third chain, parliament legislature is accountable to electorate. This is a chain. This is a parliamentary democracy. Sir, how can you say the equal status, a minister who is subject to answerable under the our parliamentary system, how can he be co-equated with the chief minister or any other ministers? In a statute? In a statute, how it can be? It destroys the fundamental democracy itself. Sir, in the judgment of the government of NCT of Delhi versus Union of India delivered by the Supreme Court of India in Civil Appeal numbers 2357 of 2007 on 11 May 2023, which has been referred to the Honorable Home Minister. The Honorable Minister has referred 2 or 3 paragraphs. I will request him to read also the paragraph 117 of the judgment, which is laid down the law. Quote, an unaccountable and non-responsive civil service may pose a serious problem of governance in a democracy. It creates a possibility that the permanent executive consisting of unelected civil service officers who play a decisive role in the implementation of the government policy may act in ways that disregard the will of the electorate. Which is one the important? Sir, it is not the important whether central government is having the power. It is not the important whether state government is the important of the power. Important thing is this, will of the electorate. Will of the electorate has elected the government, state government. Will of the electorate has defeated the ruling party in the central government at Delhi. That has to be accepted. Will of the government will be, electorate will be implemented by all the civil servants. Therefore, you are destroying it. In a democratic form of government, the real power of administration must decide in the elected arm of the state. And elected government needs to have control over its administration. This is not my words, sir. This is not my words. Let me very frankly say. These are the words of the 5 judges' judgment of the Supreme Court. If a democratically elected government is not provided with the power to control the officers posted within its domain, then the principle underlying the triple chain of collective responsibility would become redundant. Therefore, today by introducing this bill, this is amounts to redundant. It is therefore nothing. Sir, at paragraph 121, it has been said by the Supreme Court in the 11th May judgment. Article 239A, which conferred a special status of NCDT and constitutionally entrenched a representative form of government, was incorporated in the Constitution in the spirit of federalism with the aim that the residents of the capital city must have a voice in how they are to be governed. It is the responsibility of the government of the NCTD to give expression to the will of the people of Delhi who are elected it. Pausing here. Who? State? or central? Question is this. State is bound. State has to give the explanation. If anything is happened, who will give the answer? Answerable is, they are answerable to the state legislature. They are not answerable to this parliament at all. That was destroying the power itself. It has been said, therefore, the ideal conclusion would be that GNCTD ought to have control over services, subject to exclusion of subjects which are not out of the legislative domain. That has been said, land, police. If services are excluded from its legislative and executive domain, the ministers and the executives who are charged with the formulating policies in the territory of NCDT would be excluded from controlling the civil service officers who implement such executive decisions. This bill itself destroyed the concept of federalism in NCDT. Sir, it is clear, I have quoted Dr. Ambedkar. State is not in a inferior status than the central government. No. Periphery may be different. But no, they are not subsumed to the central government. Therefore, this federal character, the bill itself is destroying. Sir, it is not that. Today, AAP is here, BJP is central, Congress is there or not. It is not that. 5 years, 7 years, 10 years are not very important for the country itself. Years after years, decades after decades. What we will do here, after 25 years, our next generation will ask the question, what our previous generation has done it. Will you want to destroy the federal character of this country? That's the important question today has been posed. In different places, sir, in different states, please give me, I have time. Sir, I will take a 4 or 5 minutes time. Sir, why? All will be, why in a non-BJP state the governors are so much active? Why they are not active in the BJP running state? Why the governor will be acting in contravention of the Article 162 and 163 of the Constitution? Sir, I tell you, these provisions under Article 331, that's the protection of the governors and the presidency, which have been given in the Constitution itself. Sir, if the maker of our Constitution thought it, never thought that one regime will come. In that regime, the governors appointed by the central government, where the ruling party of the central government will be there, they would violate the Constitution. They would not have given the protection, this governor and itself, that no case can be initiated against them. They are taking the advantage of that. They are absolutely taking the advantage of that, since no case can be initiated against them. Everywhere, every place is in non-BJP state. In a non-BJP state, the ruling government, this government, is sending National Women's Commission. They are sending Human Rights Commission. Sir, why? The chairperson of the National Women's Commission. Why? The chairperson of the Scheduled Caste Scheduled Tribe Commission. Why? The chairman of the Human Rights Commission did not get any time for last 4 months going to the Manipur itself. Sir, what the chairperson was doing when the offences crime of offense of crimes have been offense.
सभी क्या क्या है सर ये कल्याण बाबू कल्याण बाबू जाके आए हैं कल्याण बाबू जाके आए हैं थोड़ा इन्फॉर्मेशन लेके बात
सर I tell you sir since they are saying I tell you let me tell you sir in this house itself let me tell you sir
please
I will conclude it sir I will conclude it I have said in a non-BJP state, governors are acting beyond the constitution. Sir.
No, please.
cannot discuss.
Okay. All right.
बैठिए।
All right.
52, sir.
My dear,
352, sir.
Joshi
Sir, the member while speaking shall not reflect upon the conduct of the persons in the high authority unless the discussion is based on the
Kalyan,
substance
you know all this.
drawn in purpose, in proper terms.
Kalyan,
All right.
इन बातों को।
Governor is a
Please.
high officer. He
All
cannot
right,
discuss
I am
the
not
behavior
discussing.
and
Okay,
conduct
Mr.
of the
Joshi.
governor here, sir.
Please.
That should be expunged,
Please,
sir.
please,
And he should be
please,
not.
please.
He should be asked not to speak about the conduct of the governor.
Please. Sir, I am not. All right.
Okay.
I am not.
Now, please continue.
I am not using the word.
Ji.
I am using the expression. Why a person appointed under Article 53 of the Constitution of India can act in complete breach of the Constitution. In complete breach of the Constitution. How? How the women commissioner, why they have not gone? Sir, I tell you one thing. They kindly allow me to use this expression today now. I have said in non-BJP state or non-BJP state, but I must say with honesty, let me candid before you.
Now, please.
Yes, please. One governor I have seen. That's the governor of the Manipur. I tell you, yes.
Again,
No.
again, why are you quoting? Why are you quoting any governor?
We urge you to not to allow such thing. He
don't
cannot
talk
keep
and-
on going the
Kalyan
on the conduct of the governor,
जानते हैं।
whether this
conclude
government,
कीजिए
or this state or
आप
that
आप
state.
बैठिए।
The rule is very
I
clear,
am
sir.
not
Rule
criticizing his
352
conduct.
is
आप
very,
तो
very
समझ
clear.
बैठिए।
He cannot discuss, sir. Sir,
Kindly hear me.
sir,
I am not
not
concluding.
to allow like this,
I
sir.
Now conclude.
am praising her conduct.
Then we will
I
have
am
to speak
praising
about what
her
has happened in
conduct.
the West
Listen
Bengal
to me,
during
sir.
the
I am
during the
praising
present
her
government.
conduct. I am
Sir,
board में नहीं जाएगा।
I am
board
not-
में नहीं जाएगा।
whatever happens, we will discuss it,
I am
sir.
not.
What
Hey,
he is speaking.
Mr. Sarkar, sit down. Your ministry is going to be
you
dropped.
cannot-
Sit down.
you
Sit
cannot
down.
ask anybody
Your
to sit
ministry
down.
is going to be dropped. Sit down.
Please, Kalyan da. Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Let me place it. Then I must say, one person appointed by the central government under Article 153 of the Constitution of India
No, okay.
is really acting at Manipur. She has
Shri-
said to us, our team
Again
went
you are
there.
doing the same
She
thing.
has said
No,
to
no.
us
No.
very clearly,
Nothing will go on
BJP
record.
government chief minister is not.
Nothing
Sir,
will go
then
on
we will
record.
discuss on the
Shri
West
P.
Bengal, sir.
Banerjee।
वेस्ट बंगाल में इन लोगों ने महिला के ऊपर जो
बैठिए,
अत्याचार किया है,
बैठ जाइए।
इसका भी हम चर्चा इसी
Nothing will go on
इसी
record।
बिल में हम करना चाहते हैं, सर।
बैठिए। देखिए, प्लीज बैठिए, मिस्टर रेड्डी, प्लीज।
You must have patience.
Okay,
Sometimes you must have the degree of tolerance.
Thank you,
जी।
sir.
This is the reason whole India
जी,
is
जी।
burning.
Okay,
because of
okay.
non-tolerance
Thank you, जी।
arrogant attitude.
मिस्टर रेड्डी, यू स्टार्ट प्लीज। यू प्लीज स्टार्ट। आप बोलिए।
Can't take any steps
उनका कोई
in
रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जा रहा है। नथिंग इज गोइंग ऑन रिकॉर्ड। आप प्लीज ओनली ओनली मिथुन रेड्डी विल बी प्लीज सिट डाउन।
How you will be dealt with the-
बैठ जाइए। आप भी कृपा करके बैठ जाइए। आप भी बैठ जाइए। माननीय मंत्री जी, प्लीज सिट डाउन, प्लीज सिट डाउन,
घूम के
प्लीज
नहीं
सिट डाउन,
आएगा, लिख लीजिए।
प्लीज। कल्याण दा, आप बोलिए। मिथुन दा बोलिए।
Too much of disturbance.
मिथुन जी, आप बोलिए।
Thank you, sir.
एक मैं निवेदन करना चाहता हूं, एक सेकंड। देखिए, चर्चा का समय बीएसी द्वारा निर्धारित होता है। 3 घंटे इस चर्चा का समय निर्धारित है। उसी के अनुसार आप इस बात को जानते हैं, समय का विभाजन होता है, समय का अलॉटमेंट होता है। 1-2 मिनट ऊपर नीचे होता है तो चेयर भी इस बात की चिंता करती है। लेकिन आप यदि बहुत अधिक उसका अतिक्रमण करेंगे समय सीमा का, तो ये उसको फिर व्यवस्थित करना मुश्किल हो जाएगा। प्लीज मैं आपको नहीं कह रहा हूं, मैं एक सामान्य बात कह रहा हूं। तो कृपा करके जो समय आपको अलॉटेड है, कभी भी घंटी उससे पहले नहीं बजेगी, परंतु घंटी यदि बजती है तो विद इन ए मिनट और सो यू शुड कंक्लूड स्पीच। नाउ प्लीज मिथुन रेड्डी, आप बैठिए तो सही। नाउ प्लीज मिथुन रेड्डी। ओके, आप बैठिए। गवर्नर के विषय में कुछ ये जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल ऑफिसेज हैं उन पर कहने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, प्लीज।
Sir, thank
Okay,
you
okay.
for letting me talk on this